Righto guys, welcome back to another video. This one is going to be the first video of 2023, hey? New road trip series, mate. How are you back there, all right?
Hello!
Hello! We're in our first campground. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to bust a bit of a hip camp trip. And we're going to head away from Base Camp Queensland, show you a couple of hip camps, this being the first one of them. And then we're going to make our way down towards Brisbane and back from Base Camp Queensland and show you some hip camps that not only you guys recommended, but ones we've had on the list for a while, okay? So anyway, strap yourself in, half hour of hip camp goodness, bit of few shenanigans along the way. First vid of 2023, let's get into it. Not the very best start to our little road trip, mate. We've got a flat, only a couple of minutes from home now. I thought I'd just show you, it's a good opportunity to give you a bit of a step-by-step on how we do it with a big such heavy gear, you know. So my jack, I've got a big bottle jack which I'll show you, but it's still not big enough to lift both the rear of this car and the van while it's hooked up. So I have to put the jockey wheel in and take it off the hitch before I can jack the car up. It just won't go up. So I think it's a 5-ton bottle jack or a 4-ton bottle jack, but it won't do it. So yeah, first step for me is unhooking the van. So I can actually jack it up. Not happy, Dan. Tyres aren't that old. I think we must have, it's got like a split in the outer sidewall. We must have hit something sharp. Anyway, you know, I'll give you here's a funny fact for you. You know, in 7 years travel, this is only a third flat tyre, and 2 of them were on the gib. So, you know. Anyway, we'll just jack that up in position. Leave everything else attached, and we can jack the car up now.
Cool. I'll go around and show you the type. We're on the side of the road. I don't look like an idiot with like my GoPro on the side of the road, but I'll show you how quickly it's going down anyway. Oh my god, it's gone down to heaps now.
Flat now.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, you know what? You know why I stopped? I've got a tyre pressure monitor now. How good's that? I'm like, boy, it's alarming at me because it says 23 PSI.
Like,
Thought that's weird, I better check it. Righto, step 2. Get your spare off, get your jack out. There you go, it's a 4,000 kilo bottle jack. Start jacking it up, and then what I do is I shove my spare there under the side step. So if anything ever falls off, it's going to land on the spare and not squash me, alright? So I'll show you that in a sec. I'll just finish jacking this up. There you go. Shove him under there so they don't get squashed. Beauty. Now we can rattle all the nuts off. Always put them in a box or something so you don't lose them, get them dirty. As soon as I take this one off, I slap it straight under the side step and use it as a buffer instead. I'll swap this one out, pull him out, put the other one under there. There we go. Freshie on. Start at the bottom, slide the bottom in underneath, like so. It can't fall on me because I've got that spare there. Slide him round till the wheel and studs line up. Push them on. Get our wheel nuts back out. Always start each one of your wheel studs by hand. Don't jam it in your socket and spin it on with the impact gun, because if you cross thread it, you'll bugger yourself. Take your time. Get 4 or 5 threads going by fingers first. Then you know you'll be right just to slowly spin them up with the gun. Alternating studs, so opposite. we go, we're good. We pull our spare out front of the side step. Then we can let our jack down and get the tyre lever on them, tighten them up. That's in there. So it's an SCA jack. It's 4,000 tonne, or 4,000 kilo. 4,000 tonne would be alright. Maybe I should get a 5. I could leave the van hooked up, but that'll do. Tyre lever. Righto. Put your socket on. And just tweak them up. Just lean on them. Happy days, we're done. So they don't have to be like super tight. Don't crank them up. A good bar this length, lean on them, and then when you pull up at camp in 50, 100 k's, give them another tweak, make sure it's all good. You should be sweet as. Alright, and the spare goes back on the back of the canopy. It's probably the hardest part, you know, lifting like 50 kilos up onto that.
Do you need my help?
Do I need your help? That's the first time you've asked. Wouldn't think so.
Need my help? Oh baby, you need a shower, you poor bugger.
And then I hear you asking in your head, I've only got one spare on the back of the car, what happens if I get another flat? Well, all our rims and tyres are the same size and offset as the caravan. So the spare on the caravan can fit the car, the spare on the car can fit the caravan. And like I was saying, we've only ever had 3 flats in 7 years. If we get 2 on this one trip, I'd say we'd be very bloody unlucky. And I'll carry a tyre plug kit too. Done. All right, and then last step, even though it's a spare, it's always, well, it should have air in it, always check the pressure, mate. Make sure it's up with the other car tyres. So make sure mine in the rear, I run at 45. Plug this one in. Turn the compressor on. Done. Switch him off. Righto, we're good to go. Last step, I'll show you, is fit this back on. This is what told me it was going flat in the first place. So it's pretty handy. I was actually planning on showing you these and how to install them on this trip. So that is really weird. I don't know, that's a strange coincidence that I've actually got a flat. But anyway, at least it shows you how it works. This is it here, screw them on. And then I'll jump in the car and show you all how it works. Righto, we're back on the road. It's probably half an hour fluffing around, changing a tyre. But I want to show you quickly, I'll give you more of a rundown on and a bit of an install vid, but this little unit up here, that is the TPMS, or it's an Oricom tyre pressure monitoring system. That's those little sensors I screwed on at the end there. So you can run 4 on your car, 1 on your spare, and you can run 4 on your van, 1 on your spare. So you can monitor 10 tyres pressures. So there you go. And that's what made me stop in the first place. I had an alarm going off in the rear right showing 21 PSI when I know we only pumped them up yesterday after coming off the beach. So anyway, handy little unit. It probably saved us having a bit of a blowout. If I wouldn't have known otherwise. I would have just kept driving until...
You are puffing too.
That's hard and it's hot and it's humid.
It's so hot.
Alright, let's get going. Hey, I'll tell you, we've got an hour and 43 minutes to go and now we're probably going to get there at 4:45. So anyway, we're hoping to get there just before 4 o'clock. But we'll pull up and show you around. Alright, so the first stop on our road trip this time, it's all going to be hip camps on this trip. This one is called Paradise Lost on the Burnett. Alright, so that's a river that runs in from Bundaberg somewhere, and we're out sort of in some farming property. I'll drop a pin in here so you can have a look at it, but I booked it online, it was 20 bucks a night. Becky's looking up the instructions now, yes, is that right?
It's like because we're in farm country here, so it's like go over this gravel road and turn left here and right there. So it's really easy, they send you the instructions, but it says do not go over the cement causeway.
Okay, well we haven't found the causeway yet, so we'll get there. Hey, but anyway, along this trip, what we're going to do, we're going to show you a few hip camps and stuff, but we're also going to give you a bit of info on what we did over Christmas and a bit of a look into 2023 and our plans. You keen to tell everyone our plans, mate?
I am, it's exciting.
All right,
I do not want to...
We better stop this. Where are we going?
Millers Road, so
Keep going,
straight up into Millers Road. Yep.
All right, there's a little sign there that says hip camp, so we're going the right way.
Handy.
Anyway, we'll flip this camera around, give you a look at driving into Paradise Lost, and then yeah, we'll sit down later and give you a bit of a wrap up of 2022 and what we'll get up to in 23. It's going to be pretty good.
Also, our kids aren't seasoned. Literally been in the car for an hour and a half and they're gone loopy.
Say hi, kids.
Hello.
Oh God. This is yeah. You'll understand why when we tell you a bit later. We'll have 2 cars this year, so we can split the kids up.
No, they're not that bad.
Right, we might be able to tow something else as well.
Look, that's what you can.
We found it. Good instructions, mate.
Yes. Oh, we've got to push that button.
Push the black button.
Who wants to push the button?
Me!
Off you go, Bearsy. Push the black button. There you go.
Look at this. What a beautiful little spot. I think we're coming around this way
The cows.
and camping over here somewhere.
Cows are in the way. Cows and cows. Cows are in the way. Wait, keep your window down. I want to say hi to the cows. I'm scared.
We're still in the car. The cows are right here, look. Oh, what a spot though. Look at this. The river is just there.
Little cow.
There's one mean little hairpin we just had to go around.
Oh,
But
this one's right on the bullbar.
here we go. Boop, boop.
Come on, mate.
Look at him. Off you go, son.
Oh, you're freaky.
Hey, we need coffee here.
Anyway, I like this. I reckon this will be really nice when we pull up. We'll pull up, set up, and we'll show you around. Righto, and just like that, mate, we are set up here at Paradise Lost on the Burnett. Have a look at this, mate. Look at this way, there's water there, there's water here, and there's water everywhere. We've literally camped up. There's the van, grassy site, there's a fire pit over there, plenty of firewood around, and the water, mate. So this is all fresh. It's part of the Whoah. I was just getting told by the caretaker. And so it's awesomely safe to swim. It's no salt water, so there can't be crocodiles, can't be sharks. It's not tidal. He reckons the fishing's wicked. You catch bass, yellow belly, barramundi, Saratoga, everything in there. So anyway, I'll come for a look down here. Walk your way down here. So there was, coming down the track, there was a bit of a hairpin. So if you've got a big setup and you're not too confident, they have got other sites for you. But if you're willing to take the hairpin corner down a little embankment, ooh-wee, this is a good spot. And then look at this, come down here, got your own little waterfront setting, jump in here for a dip. Oh, and I reckon the old mate was just telling me he reckons the best sunsets in Queensland here. I reckon he's probably right on its day. The sun goes down this way down the river, the sun comes up over this side of the river. I don't know, boys are going to sleep in the rooftop at a night. We'll go and set that up for them. We'll get some dinner on the go. I'll try and get a campfire running. I like it. There it is, yeah, look.
Where is it?
Snake.
Oh, bro, it's an actual snake. It's a swimming snake.
Look at that. No, it's just cruising along the bank. Wow. Oh, it stopped. Here we go. Oh, there he goes. He's stopping, he's looking at us. What do you think, Waffy?
It's beautiful. You just can't beat being on the water.
I can
like
see
it's so nice.
Grass, I think I see cows out the other side, or is it just grass?
It's grass
Oh.
and children.
Nice. What's for dinner?
Well, Joss and I are having steak, and listen, I swear by this stuff. It's really, really yummy. You've got to try it. And it's a risotto as well. It's so good. Joss and I, honestly, I reckon we'd have this a couple of times a week. With a bit of steak, and we didn't have enough steak for the kids, so they're getting party pies and a bit of ravioli.
reckon you'll ever sleep in the van with us again, Rooster?
No.
No? Too happy with your own queen up there, are you?
Yep.
You have to jump up higher. Climb higher on the ladder. Up again. Up again.
No,
You got it? Send it. You. Just like that, mate. That's your bed done.
Yep. Too easy.
Me and Beck are just talking about renting out 2 of our bunks in the van because the 2 eldest are now in the penthouse, mate. They don't want to be in the van anymore. Kind of suits us, but means we've got 2 bunks that are free. I reckon we could make some cash off them. Dinner time, lads
And girl.
and ladettes. What do you got?
Your pal, babe. What's your saying?
Pasta and party pies. Oh.
Pasta, party pies. What's your
more
favourite?
pasta.
Pasta or party pies? Which one's your favourite?
Party pies.
What's your favourite?
Party pies.
Can I have one?
No.
Oh.
You get rejected.
Charles, what do you say about girls?
Girls rule, boys rule.
Alright, it's time for marshmallows now. I'm glad I'm not eating them, because do you reckon you could get food poisoning from old marshmallows?
No, they're edible.
You don't reckon?
Them.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know.
look, these ones are
Have a
sticky.
look at them. They look a bit second-hand. Look at that.
They've been in here a while.
They've been in the van for...
look.
Kept out the back of a cupboard for a bit.
Double whammy, they're stuck together.
Alright, let's chuck them on. We've got the fire cranking. I'll walk down this way. Hang on, I'll give you a quick spin. It's pretty
Look
nice.
at you.
Look at that. And come back here.
In.
I just love a grassy campsite. Something about it makes you bloody happy. Oh, it's just so picturesque. Probably not quite the ideal marshmallow coals for your kids, but we'll get in there. They're not the ideal marshmallows either, so it's probably a good fire for it. Crank them up.
Oh, mine fell off.
Oh, over the last couple of years, I started to get a bit too fancy with me cooking. So what I'm going to do is really break it down and just do some bare bones, easy camping meals, and just throw my few tips in along the way. All right, started to get a bit fancy. I really enjoy cooking, but I sort of forgot that you guys have got to watch it along the way. So tonight, it's a good Scotch fillet on the Weber, and I'll just show you a few tips. And like Beck said, she loves that fried rice, that veggie rice. It's so easy, mate. You just chuck that in a fry pan and away you go. Steaks, mate. Here's my couple of tips. I have told you before, but just in case you've forgotten, leave them out for a good sort of hour or so. Hang on a second. Leave them out for an hour or so. Paper towel, salt and pepper, and then if you have got a nice little bit of olive oil, I use one with like a bit of garlic infused olive oil on top of it, mate. Straight on to like the hottest barbecue you can get on the grill. Now I think the easiest steak to cook and the most tasty stuff is rib fillet or Scotch fillet. So there you go. Depending on what state you're in, as to what do they call it. They call it rib fillet in Queensland. Try and get one with this core in it, this core fat. You want that bit of fat in it, that's where the flavour is. And you can see this barbecue is just cranking straight on, like so. Oh yeah, and I always shut the lid. So I shut the Weber lid for the first 2 minutes, and I'll come back and flip it, and then I flip it again the other way, so you get that cross hatching off the grill on it. I'll show you. And I'll tell you what, if you've got enough fat in it, and a good rib fillet, it doesn't matter if you cook it well done, it's still bang on.
Can you be in there?
After the first 2 minutes, we open the lid and we flip them. Look at that. Oh, so good, mate. So good. All that fat starting to render out of the middle there in the core. Mmm, delicious. And the lid goes down again for another 2 minutes. And it's as easy as that, Becky Boo.
So
Hey?
simple. Veggie rice is just the bomb.
So in it, it's not even rice.
Yeah, it's a
It's
cauliflower.
just like a heap of cauliflower and vegetables and peas. You just fry it up. Which one's mine, babe?
This one, big one.
This one? Alright. Steak here, like so. One over here for the missus. Look at that. That's it. Sometimes we throw a bit of broccolini on that as well.
Yeah, normally.
There you go, mate. That's our camping meal easiness #1.
So good.
Oh wait, I'm in the undies.
Oh, well, pull something up. I'm coming in.
Oh wait.
Alright, up the ladder. I'll come and show you the boys' new abode. Hang on, I'll climb up here. Got the midgie mesh shut, lads. Here. Hang on. Unzip. Hang on a second. What are you doing in there?
Nothing.
Nothing? You gotta watch a movie or something?
We don't have any.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh. Alright, well, night boys, I'll miss you.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
I reckon you'll have a good sleep in here.
Yeah, we will.
Bloody nice. Nice and breezy out here tonight. It's good. Alright, if you, we need a word, so what are you gonna yell out if you're in trouble? You gotta yell something out. What about Jabberwocky?
What? Okay.
Alright. That's your danger word. If you're in danger, yell out Jabberwocky.
Jabberwocky.
Alright?
Yep. Jabberwocky.
Alright. Night, lads.
Night.
Hey, I'll just give the boys a safety word, so if they're in trouble out there, they can scream it out. What do you reckon? Have a guess at what it is. You reckon you can guess the danger word?
No, I cannot guess it. What is it?
It's Jabberwocky.
Oh, as if I could guess that.
So if you hear them scream that out, you need to jump out of bed and go and help them,
As
alright?
if I'm going to hear it, I'll be dead to the world.
Alright. Jabberwocky! Remember that? It was out of a movie or a book. Remember the Jabberwocky?
In my life.
It's like the Boogeyman or something. I can't remember. Nighty night. Well, it's morning time here at Paradise Lost. Coffee's been done and dusted, and keeping with tradition, Jack's making pancakes on a Saturday. Can you remind everyone of your super pancake recipe, please, Rooster?
1 cup of self-raising flour.
Yep.
1 cup of milk.
Yep.
2 eggs.
2 eggs.
Well, 1 egg. Who wants a pancake? Me.
This is one of my hot tips on how to get some energy out of the kids before you get in the car. All right. We always try and burn them out a bit before you get in, just so they can relax for an hour or so. Like, we've only got an hour and a half to go today or something, but if we don't muck around before we get in the car, then they're straight away at each other. All right. I know you know what I mean. Righto, Roo. So today it's frisbee time. Hit me. Oh, Rooster. Nice flat throw straight to Rui. You ready, bud?
Yep.
Oh, yes. Look at that. Oh, yeah, better. On the roll. And then, oh yeah, another hot tip when you get in the car, we just started listening to some podcasts with the kids. So yesterday we listened to, what was it? Some trivia. Yeah, they're like a trivia podcast where they ask you questions about like movies, like Toy Story and
Road trip trivia.
Road Trip Trivia. Anyway, I'll put the name down here, but that was fun. And the kids get to answer, but you need to find ones about movies that they've watched, yeah? And we also listened to one about how babies were made, but that was a bit gross, wasn't it, Bill? He's going. Anyway, it beats arguments in the back of the car anyway. Oh, it's on. Oh, it took your head off.
Do that one. Better.
Oh, you both got hands like feet.
Well, it's coming from my face. Usually you drop it too.
Right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bill. Oi! Straight here. Oh, nice one. Oh, I missed it. Hands like feet. Bop, bop. Excuse me, what's going on in here?
Oh my lord, Charlie's crying because she can't listen.
Shut!
Oi. Do you want to come and play frisbee with us?
No.
Oh. Can't win them all.
So Justin's coming up here and he's got to do like a turn. It's like a hairpin and straight back up there. So it's really, really tight.
Alrighty, so leaving this joint, we just have to negotiate the hairpin Seems alright coming down, but it might be a bit different going up. Should be alright. Beck's out the front here, and she'll see if we can get around it. It is pretty tight, eh? Just tapping out.
Watch out.
So stone stomper on that side.
So he's got to reverse back a little bit to get around this corner, which is sketchy because there's a big drop off just here.
Just turn all the way the other way.
Jesus. Oh, just me.
We're nearly there. We've had to back up and do a couple of jackknives, but we should be able to drag it up this bank now.
Oh my god.
Don't worry about the stone stomper.
Oh, sorry.
That's sacrificial, that one. Don't worry about it.
We did it! There you go. It's like, you can see it from this angle. It's super tight, eh? But bloody glorious campsite here. $20.
I can see why it's called Paradise Lost. That's pretty, eh? I reckon, hot tip, if you're coming to stay here, bring some kayaks. I reckon you'd do alright. I heard some barra bullfin out there this morning. It's a good little fishing spot. Righto, so at the start of the vid, I told you we were going to give you a bit of a catch up on what happened at the end of 2022 and Christmas and stuff. So pretty boring compared to last year. All right, the year before we were parked up on a beach at Whoah Station, like Ningaloo Station, absolutely epic. This year was a little bit more boring, but just as exciting for us. So give you a little bit of feedback. Last year was massive for us. So not only did we have stuff like the van chester, the custom bunk bedding, we had our pockets, we had Beck's van dining, we had a new range of gear with Anaconda, we built Sheddy, we did the reno to the shed in 11 weeks, and then halfway through that, which we never really told you, we actually bought an investment property, and then halfway down on our winter trip, actually we did the winter trip too.
Oh my god, we went south.
It was a huge year. So that one, halfway down, we were talking to the kids and said, if we go back to base camp Queensland, do you want to live in Sheddy or do you want to live in Housey?
Housey.
And it was a resounding Housey from the kids.
That was so exciting because they've never had their own room before. They wanted the space, and it was such a novelty to have an actual home. It was
great, yeah. So anyway, we're like, sick, if that's what you want to do, kids, it won't be like full time, but if you want to be in a house, we'll be in a house. So Christmas, that's why it was exciting. It was our first Christmas in a house as a family for 7 years, mate.
Plus, sorry, just to add, I launched my book, and early December, the first 2 weeks of December for me was doing media. So it was nice to be in one spot, have good reception, and to be able to do that.
It was crazy, just a big year. So on that, we just want to thank you guys for your support. Like, none of the stuff we do, we wouldn't be able to do it without the support and the audience and you guys enjoying the vids and stuff. So a massive thank you from me and Beck, because it enables us to keep cruising, making vids, and loving travel.
And thank you for tagging me in like all your products and things that you do. You honestly, I am doing these ones. Like, I'm so pumped. I'm so happy. So thank you for sharing that with me.
It makes us super happy. And Christmas, righto. So what we did, we stayed at home. We literally did nothing. We got a couple of hams. We cooked up a few feeds. Like, I had my famous pasta salad made another appearance. We had some friends stay up in Shed. They come down for the day.
We had lunch here. We went for a beautiful morning swim. The kids we spent the morning just like opening presents very slowly, which was really nice. And we just had all this space, and it was, I don't want to sound like a knob when I say this, but it was really like a beautiful, magical morning for us, because we've never had that, like sitting under a tree and had our carols, and it was just, it was perfect.
A good change. And you know what, it was pretty exciting because we didn't have the constraints of storage for Christmas presents. The kids actually got more than like a Rubik's Cube and a footy, because they can never store it anywhere. So
we actually bought stuff for the backyard, and it was just like, Christmas is always high, but this was extra high because the kids got some really good stuff. Yeah.
It was. So that's pretty much, in a nutshell, that's 2023, 22 and Christmas wrapped up, all right? So just to give you a heads up, because I know we've been pretty quiet, it was just nice to chill and get all this stuff sorted. It's a hectic year behind the scenes for us.
Yeah. For the business side of what we do in our products and things, it was massive.
Just takes a lot of time.
And we really needed that downtime, to be honest. So.
True. And to give you a bit of an insight into it, like, we need to, as well as travel and do what we do, we have to sort of futurify ourselves or build a bit of a base and have some assets and investments in that. We can't just keep floating around the country, staying in campsites and flicking out a few YouTube vids now and then. We actually have to plan. So that's been a part of 22. But that's enough of that. Just thought we'd give you a heads up because you guys like to know what's happening. Now, 2023, this one, this is the first vid we've punched out for 23, but to give you a bit of a rundown, we don't like having secrets or doing big reveals or wazoos are holding out on you and going, what are we doing? So we're just going to tell you, we have, I sort of led into it last year, but we've got a new cruiser coming. Beck is going to have a 300 series wagon. And why does she need another car? Well, not only to split the kids up and give me and Beck some time apart while driving, no.
Oh, we love talking while we're driving.
We do, but it's going to enable us. We have also, which we'll show you in a future vid, we've got a new tub, so a new boat, and it's a little bit too big to put on the roof, right? So we've ditched the rooftop tinny, we've put a tent on top of that cruiser on the 200, and Beck is going to tow, I'm getting all mixed up, Beck is going to tow the boat, which I'll put in a bit of a screenshot here and a video of it.
Beck is going to tow the boat.
So what it's going to do, we sort of come up with a bit of a caption. It's like, it's a new year, we've got new places to explore, and we need different and new gear to get there, right? So we're going to take you to a few places that are only accessible with a bigger boat, do a bit more fishing, a bit more island camping, but we're also going to have the van with us and we're going to poke around the country, and the kids are still going to do school here and there. So that's a quick rundown. Look forward to bringing you guys heaps more. It's been a good start to the year, finding some cool hip camps. And on that note, if you've got one, or if you know anyone that has a good one, going up the east coast, going across to Darwin, making your way across to Broome and Exmouth, if you know people with properties, hip camps, and would like us to stay, come and say g'day, have a bit of promotion, let us know.
I just want to say we might not make it to Broome or Exmouth now.
Who knows? Yeah, the floods have sort of messed up the roads up there, but that's our plan. So we'll just run with that and see what happens.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. We're flexible.
We are. All right, if comments, questions, feedback down below, let us know anything you want to know about last year, this year, plans, builds, and anyway, that's it. That's the end of this episode, but quickly, I'm going to duck into the shed, give you a bit of a shed session on that tyre pressure monitor that I mentioned earlier when we got that awesome flat tyre 5 minutes from home.
Always the way.
All right, guys. Thanks, Ooh, it's a good beer. All right, quick shed session for you. Try say quick shed session 5 times fast. TPMS, this is the Oricom TPMS I told you I was going to give you a little bit of info about. A couple of bits of gear, right? You've got the sensors and you've got this jobby, that's your display. So it's got a little solar panel in top that feeds the battery, a little sticky pad on the bottom so you can stick it on your dash, and then this little display here that tells you what your sensors are reading off your tyres. Now you can expand this up to 10 tyres, so you can run 4 on your car and a spare, 4 on your caravan and a spare, and they'll all be linked on here. Now these here are the sensors. All you do is you screw these straight onto your Schrader valve. They do come with a little dust cap and a lock nut too if you want to lock them on, but because I take mine on and off a lot for airing up and down on sand and off-road, I just screw them on like that, and I haven't had any dramas, they don't come off. So they do come labelled, so front left, FL, rear left, alright, so you know which ones to put them on, and that will pair automatically to this, and you can expand it by pairing your extra sensors up to 10, so you can have up to 10 sensors through that unit. And if you've got a really long caravan and it goes a long way back, you can get like a repeater, like a little like a Bluetooth repeater, so your sensors will send it to that, then that will send it to this. Anyway, you can adjust in here How did it alarm for me when I was getting a flat tyre? Well, on here I can set the low pressure alarm and I can set a high pressure alarm. And I set mine for 35 PSI, knowing that I've always got at least 42 in my tyres. So if I've got 35, then obviously it's starting to go down, right? And that's what happened. It started alarming and I'm like, oh, something must be going wrong because I'm only 2 minutes from home. And then I'd seen it like getting down to like 20 something pound. I'm like, oof, I better check that. And lo and behold, it had done the trick. It told me that I was getting a flat and I got to stop before I shredded the tyre. So there you go. There's a quick little rundown. TPMS from Oricom. I'll drop a link in below for you. You can go and grab one, save a few bucks. Righto guys, see you in the next step. We'll pick up where we left off, hitting another hit camp somewhere towards Brisbane. Can't remember where, but it'll be in the next step. See ya.